Bill McIntosh teaches AI non-stop. Success is his game, marketing's his fame. McIntosh, the marketing ace, follow his lead to the winning place. With AI become a spin, join him now, learn to win. Learn his way, don't delay. If you do, you'll make your fortune today.
Hey, hello and welcome. Of course, I'm Bill McIntosh, the guy that cheesy AI avatar was singing about. And so welcome to the show. Today, we're going to be showing you how to profit using modern technology, including things like AI tools. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 different AI tools and some brand new cutting edge information and tools that have come out that you can use to generate profit or build your own profitable business online. And of course, I'm your host. I'll be here with you through the duration of the show. It'll be about an hour in length total. And I've got a lot of good stuff to cover. And with that, we'll kind of dive right into it. So first off, those who are here in the live audience, give me a big hello in the chat. You'll see that while we're here live, there's going to be a live chat going. And if you tune in after the fact, you can always drop a comment you see down below. But give me a big old hello in the chat and let me know that you are here. You can say howdy, or any other variation of that. You don't have to say hello formally. Hello, hello. Okay, good, good. Big hello. Good, awesome. All right, fantastic. Well then, I think we are good to get going. So during this show, we talk a lot about my tool, Push Button AI. So many of the people who are tuned in right here, right now for the live show are in fact Push Button AI clients and customers. And I'm curious, those of you who are here, we'll do another check-in. I recognize a bunch of the names, but who here is or is not yet a customer of Push Button AI? And those who may not have heard of it, Push Button AI is a tool that at the press of a button, it can actually build you an entire business. Like, that sounds bold, but it's exactly true. It actually can create an entire website, find and register a domain name, build an entire course. If you want to create a course business, it sells digital product courses. It can build a 12-module course. It can create all of your videos, do 12 unique videos, 12 audio lessons, 12 video lessons, a 30-day email sequence. It sets up your website, sets up your shopping cart, puts everything online, and it does it all while you kick up your feet and let the AI do all the heavy lifting. So it is pretty darn cool. And that actually is, it's my company, but it's the unofficial sponsor of our show. And okay, good, good. Awesome. Got quite a few who are in, a couple of not yets, but that's cool. If you're not yet a member of Push Button AI, you can always join us. If we don't have it actually publicly open for sale, you can't just go there and buy it. But if you'd like to attend one of my training webinars, that we go over what Push Button AI is, what the big opportunity is on how you can use it to actually generate a profitable business. And if you'd like to learn more about that, you can head over to pushbutton.ai/free class. Pushbutton.ai/free class. And with that out of the way, I want to get into it. So today we have a few different things on deck. Number one, we're going to be showing you how to make music. So that cheesy intro at the beginning, the guy singing on the mic, live with you guys today, we're going to work together to actually create some new jingles for the show. So I'd like to actually have a variety of them. Maybe we can have a rap version, we can have a country version, a heavy metal version. And we're going to do that together live. And we're going to talk a little bit about how you can use this kind of thing, those kind of like fun little AI jingles that you can actually have music and audio all created, and all you do is download it, and you could use it for ads. You can use it for heck, even if you want to do audio commercials, there's a lot of ways that you could use these in your business. So we're going to be making some together for our show today. So we'll be doing a lesson on that, and that is going to be using a tool called Suno. And Suno can do a lot of things, and one of them is that it makes music. Also, we're going to be talking about MidJourney by your request. Everyone has been asking, they want an advanced kind of in-depth deep dive into MidJourney how to use it to create some awesome images. So we're going to actually do that today. We're going to do our MidJourney deep dive. This is by request from the audience. So those of you who asked for that, we'll cover that today, because there's a lot of really cool things you can do with MidJourney besides just a standard, like you can open up the chat, talk to it, and ask it to make things for you, and it'll create beautiful images. But there's a lot of special controls, little tweaks, hacks, kind of advanced tactics that we're going to dive into, and I'll show you the A to Z on what are called MidJourney parameters, which are all the little things that you can do to tweak the images that it creates. And then also, boy, our show is so action-packed, I completely forgot what else is on our lineup here. Let's see, we have MidJourney, we covered that. We got Suno. Okay, we've got, oh, yes, we're going to do actually, we're going to talk about Runway as well today. So RunwayML has some brand new features called motion control. So you can actually make really, really good looking video generated purely 100% by AI. And now Runway has given us extra control over how those videos come out. So we're going to use RunwayML, and we're going to dive into some of these new features. One of them is a brand new beta feature that maybe you haven't seen before. So that's also what we're going to be diving into. And then finally, we're going to do I've been promising this for weeks now, we're going to do lesson 5 in commission chain reaction. That is our training about how to use push button AI, and especially how to use a site that has information products on it. Use that to like a course, course training lessons, things like that. And you create one of these using push button AI, and you turn it into a commission factory that basically it just sets off a chain reaction where you just keep getting affiliate commissions. So you promote other people's stuff, and then you get big old commissions. And it's a thing we've been doing here. I've been covering it on past episodes. We're now up to episode 5 of commission chain reaction. And I'll show you some of the previous episodes. We'll talk a little more about it. And we're going to do sort of a final cap off of that training and complete the commission chain reaction training today. And cool. There we go. I think that sets us up to start nicely. One little thing I want to do before we get into those 4 segments we're doing today. I've been talking a lot about email newsletters, and a lot of people have been interested in the email newsletter business model. It's kind of a fun, kind of a cool business model where you don't even really have to have a website, but you can create a newsletter. You get people to subscribe to that newsletter, and you actually make money purely by mailing valuable content to them. And so we have been using we've been testing out different tools and playing around with this. And yeah, I think this is going to be pretty darn awesome. So what we're going to begin doing, this is going to start next week. We will begin doing a behind the scenes. You can watch each week. I'll be doing a segment and show you behind the scenes what's happening with the newsletter, including good and bad. For example, we just got banned, but it turned out to be a good thing. So our newsletter was banned, and it actually turned into a profit-making, money-making scenario, and we got unbanned. So I'm going to show you that next week, and I'll show you behind the scenes. We're starting from literally zero and growing this newsletter step by step. And so if you want to be part of that, I want to encourage you to subscribe. This is a content-based newsletter. We'll be sending out a weekly newsletter packed full of content about making money with your business, starting a new business, and using AI in the process. And Nick, if you could share that link, I sent it to you in Discord, but it's at pushbutton.ai/subscribe, I think is what it is. Pushbutton.ai/subscribe. And,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we pop that into the chat. And so if you guys can go ahead over there, subscribe. You can be part of the experience of that. And so next week, we'll show you behind the scenes. I'll show you how many subscribers we got, how much money it's making. That's the exciting part. It made a whole lot of money, and then it got banned. That's the little short thing. But we'll talk about that. And then we'll talk about why that's a good thing. And this experiment will continue on probably for about the next 6 to 8 weeks. So you'll want to tune into our live shows where we'll give you that behind the scenes sneak peek. And those shows, since commission chain reaction wraps up this week, we're going to start the newsletter experiment next week, and you guys can all be part of it. But and the newsletter that we will be talking about is on that link. It's the actual newsletter you're going to be signing up to at pushbutton.ai/subscribe. When you sign up to that, that's the newsletter that we're going to show you the stats behind the scenes of what it's doing and how it's making profit and all of that. All right, fantastic. Well, with that, I think we should get into the training for today. And I just want to get myself prepared. Got to get my teleprompter remote-y. There we go. And of course, I need to power up with some coffee. Got that caffeine power. All right, here we go. Okay. First up is MidJourney. And so we're going to dive in and start talking about it. So if you've been interested in AI, unless you've been hiding under a rock, you've probably heard about MidJourney. Now, MidJourney can be used in several powerful ways to generate profit. And today I'm going to be diving in to some of the advanced parameters inside MidJourney so you can use MidJourney to create images in your business that you can use all over the place. You can use them in content, in blog posts, in advertisements, even in videos, in a bunch of different ways. And on our channel, we've been talking about this, and I've actually done a MidJourney basic training on the channel. I'll link to that down below in the description for those of you who are watching this video after the fact. And I'm here live with my audience as I record this, and we're going to be creating some images together, and I'll be showing you how MidJourney works and some of these advanced parameters. But if you're not familiar with MidJourney, make sure that you look down below, catch that video, and you can watch the basic training for how to use MidJourney. Today, we're going to dive into these advanced parameters. So we're going to be using MidJourney. We're going to be using what are called parameters. And I'm going to show you how to use them to fine tune and tweak and improve and polish your pictures to get the best results. Now, I've been using pictures from MidJourney in a lot of my advertising, and they've been working really, really well, especially for Facebook ads. And one of the things that's really bothered me as we've been making all of these images is I felt like I didn't have full control. It felt kind of random, where like I'd have to make an image over and over again. And it was a little bit like a slot machine. Sometimes I'd get a fantastic, beautiful image. Sometimes it would just be weird. So how we fix that is with parameters. And so parameters are modifiers, I guess you could say. It's added to the end of your prompt. And if you're familiar, MidJourney is a chatbot. So you chat with MidJourney and you enter what you want it to make, and that's called a prompt. And so when you want to have when you want to use one of these advanced parameters, you just say dash dash, just right on the keyboard, dash dash. And when you do that, that tells MidJourney you're trying to use a parameter. And I'll get into, there's a bunch of them. I'm going to show you all what these parameters are, how they work, when you use them. And these parameters tell MidJourney how you want your final image to work. And they can completely change the end product of what the image is that MidJourney spits out. And again, that is just dash dash on your keyboard. We'll do some together live. I'll show you on screen in a couple of minutes. And then when you use that parameter, you want to do dash dash and then a space. And then there's different options that you do. And again, I'll show you on screen how this works. Now, the first parameter I want to introduce is what's called the tile parameter. And here, I'm going to share my screen and we'll do some of this together. Let me just pull this up. Let's share screen. And let's see, there it is. All right, so here's what MidJourney talks about with the tile parameter. And you can see when you put it into MidJourney, you just do dash dash tile. And so for those of you that may not be familiar with MidJourney, let me just show it to you really quickly. I'm going to go to MidJourney, and it's literally a bot that you chat with right here. And when you start to talk to MidJourney, you go /imagine like that. And then you get to put in what's called your prompt. Okay. And this is where you'll say, something like a monkey dancing on the beach. Okay. And then if we hit enter, it's going to make an image of a monkey dancing on the beach. So with these advanced parameters, we would add to it the dash dash. And in this case, dash dash tile tells MidJourney to generate images that becomes a repeating tile, right? So if we look here, you can see examples of, like, you can see how it generated these koi fish, and then it just tiled them and repeated it over and over. Or here is like a landscape looking thing. You can use this for making textures for things like fabrics, seamless patterns, wallpapers, textures. And this specific parameter has some very powerful implications for people in e-commerce. So if you have an e-commerce website, for people making millions on eBay, selling products that millions on Etsy, not eBay. People are making millions on Etsy selling products made with MidJourney tile patterns, just like this. And so in here, you can see there's not a lot of data about it, but that is how it works. And it's just, again, dash dash tile. So if we pull MidJourney back up, there we go. So there's our monkey dancing on the beach. Okay. But let's do a prompt that we could actually use the tile. So we're going to go /imagine, and our prompt is going to be, let's say, I like the fish one, fish swimming in outer space. And I'm going to do dash dash tile, just like that. And yeah, that should do it. There we go. So now it's sending that through, and we'll see what it comes up with the tile command. And besides tile, there are a wealth of other ones we're going to be diving into. This is just the very first one. And we'll see what kind of stuff it comes up with. So here it comes. Where's our fish swimming in outer space? It's always fun watching to see what you're going to get. Well, there we go. Pretty cool. So I'm going to say they're all pretty good. So I'm going to upscale the bottom one. So and then we can see, actually, they look kind of like they fit together, but there are 4 different ones. That's pretty cool. All right. Now let's move along to the next parameter. So the next one is the AR parameter, which is also known as aspect ratio. So if you don't know what aspect ratio is, that's like how long versus how tall an image is. So like you'd have widescreen, you'd have square. There are all these different aspect ratios. And that's what that means, is just the ratio of how long an image is versus how tall it is, or, height and width is what you'll often hear it talked about. In this case, it tells MidJourney what shape you want the image to be in. So for example, if you want to make an image fit on a mobile screen, you'd give it the parameter of a -AR 9:16. So that means would be 9 wide, 16 tall is the ratio, 9 to 16 in height. Or do it the other way. You could do 16:9, and that's widescreen, right? And let's take a look at the documentation for that. So let me share that real quick. So here, there's a complete deep dive on this, and here's aspect ratio. And you can use either --AR or --aspect, okay? And the maximum aspect ratio, okay, it looks like for version 5, it'll do anything. So, and here's some examples of what those look like. So you have all these different ones. And that is how it works. So 16-9 is the common one for widescreen. And you'll see for most applications, you'll often see this working. That's like a widescreen landscape style image. All right. Now let's do an example of that. So let's come back. I'm going to pull up the MidJourney chatbot and we'll do an example of this. So if we want to do, let's go / imagine. So normally MidJourney makes square images like you can see up here, right? So see that all these images they tend to be square. So now if let's do the same thing. A monkey, let's do monkeys. Monkeys dancing on the beach. So we'll go -- AR. (16:9). And let's see if that's working. So it's waiting to start. It'll kick up here in just a moment. And there we go. Now, do you notice already, even though the images haven't finished, do you notice how they're like widescreen and they're not square like this one? So up here, you can see these are clearly square, right? But here we have our landscape style image. And we might as well, it'll be fun to see how this comes out. So let's let the monkeys keep dancing and we'll we'll see it here in just a moment. All right, there we go. So, oh, well, these monkeys have shirts. Okay, so I like that one. We're going to upscale number 4. And you'll see now it's going to create a widescreen set of monkeys dancing on the beach. I like that this one has a shirt and this one back here has a dress on. That's pretty funny. It's very interesting to me to see what MidJourney imagines when it does this. And like you can see, some of these just came up with, regular old monkeys. But that set, they're wearing clothes. So that's pretty cool. All right, so let's move on. So that's aspect ratio or -- AR. And next up, we're going to be talking about stylize. So it's -- S is the parameter. Now, ordinarily, MidJourney likes to stylize our images or produce images where they have a little bit of artistic flair, meaning it wants to give it its own kind of creative input. And if you're familiar with MidJourney, if you get used to it, you can almost recognize a MidJourney image because stock, it's using MidJourney style. Okay. Now you can change this and help guide of what the style is going to use. So if you want to give your own creative input on the style and make things that are slightly different from what it might do in a standard prompt, you can use something more stylistic or more artistic. So it's again -- S. And with this, you get to control how much MidJourney does this. Now you put a number next to it. So stylize, you would go -- S, and then you would put a number, and that's going to range from 0 to 1,000. So if you do a 0, MidJourney is going to follow your prompt almost exactly, and it's not going to get creative. Now, a good example is the monkeys with the shirts on that we just saw, right? MidJourney did that. It was creative and it put the shirts on the monkeys, even though I didn't ask for it. So if I did -- S 0, it would tell MidJourney to just follow my instructions exactly and don't get too creative. And if you dial it up to 1,000, then MidJourney is going to get more artistic and get more creative about what it sticks in the image, how it colors it, how it styles it. It's pretty darn cool. So let's take a quick look. So let's go back to the browser and we'll look at stylize. So again, -- S is how you use it. Lower stylized values produce images that closely match the prompt, but are less artistic. High stylization create images that are very artistic, but less connected to the prompt. And so you can play around with this. And by default, if you don't specify this value, you can see right here, its default value is 100. So just if you don't put the parameter, it's going to do it as if you were stylizing it as 100. So we can, and you can dial it up. So if you wanted to double it, you would go to 200, or obviously you could take it down to 0. And you can see here's some examples of the stylizing. So in this prompt example, they asked for colorful risograph of a fig. So I guess that's the style of image here. And you can see this actually just looks more realistic. And then as the stylizing goes up, it gets more and more creative, right, about it. There's some more examples. It's odd that they're using fruits as examples, but anyway, you get the point. So the more you dial up the stylizing, the more creative it gets. So what would be really interesting is let's try this prompt on our dancing monkey. So we see here what we did before, right? So we're going to take the same exact prompt. We're going to say monkeys dancing on the beach, aspect ratio 16:9. And then so we're going to go /imagine. Put our prompt in there, but we're going to add another one now. So --s, and let's set the value to, I don't know, let's do 500. I think that's kind of high, but let's see what it does. So we're going to let MidJourney get really creative with the monkeys dancing on the beach, and we'll see what it comes up with. And here we go. It's going to come up with something fun, I think. And come on, hurry up, MidJourney. It's always fun waiting for these while we're on our live show. But here we go. Okay, we got some, I can tell it's putting more clothes on the monkeys. And the monkeys look a little weird. These almost look like pandas or something. So almost like little monkey monks. Okay, that's interesting. So here, we'll upscale number 3. I just want to see what those look like. So you can see now we have more clothes. And I don't know what's hanging around the monkey's necks here, but that is kind of creative. All right. So now next up is the style parameter, which is actually completely different than the stylized parameter. Okay. So we have stylized, which is what we just showed you, which gives, it's like how much creative or artistic energy is MidJourney going to put into the image. But --style does something totally different than that parameter. This one tells MidJourney what sort of artistic style or what kind of aesthetic style you might want it to use. Think about almost like the different genre of art, right? You might have impressionist, you might have a cubist style, you might have, surrealistic style. And then here we have other things, which means like you could have photographic. There are a lot of different examples of styles that MidJourney can use in making these images. So, so we can have a low style, which gives, well, how do I want to say this? And this is a little different. So here we have an edit here. So we have a note for editor. We're going to delete that last section, and I'm going to clarify this to the live audience, and then we'll get started again. So I've actually butchered this because I am incorrect. Here we go. Go back up. Okay, so we're going to stitch this on as I explain this, okay? So right now, the only style that is available with this prompt in MidJourney is raw. And actually that makes MidJourney more realistic. So this actually is a style where with you use --style raw, it takes away a lot of the sort of special styling that comes built into MidJourney, and it makes it more realistic. Now, you can also, you can do things like making a low stylized, --s, which was the last parameter that we talked about. You can make that value really low, combine that with a style raw, and that actually tends to make really, really realistic images. And so let's take a look at the documentation, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here we go. So --style, which again is different than where did --s go? Stylize, right? So we have stylize, or dash dash S, and we have dash dash style, two different things. And here are some examples of, see how these look more like a painting or more like an artistic rendering? These look more like a photograph. Do you notice that? And that's with the dash dash style raw. Okay. And here's some other examples. These look just slightly a little more cartoonish than when you put the raw parameter here. It looks a little bit more realistic. Okay. And you know what? We can take our monkeys and see what would it do with this parameter. So if we come over here, let's take our monkeys and we'll take the same exact prompt. And let's actually do what it talked about here, where we're going to go style raw. And let's actually take this down, way down to 0. Okay. So what we're telling it now is to make super realistic looking monkeys dancing on the beach. And let's see what it comes up with. So while it's doing that, so while we come back, I'll come back to that rather than waiting for it. But let's move on to the next one. The next one is called chaos. Okay, the chaos value, it ranges from 0 to 100. So this is dash dash C, and the chaos value controls the diversity of images that it's going to produce. So high chaos values make more unusual and unexpected results. So low chaos values is going to give you something kind of like what you would expect. High chaos value makes weirder, more creative, more wild results. And you know how MidJourney spits out the 4 examples? So you might see 4 wildly different ones in each example, as opposed to them being fairly similar most of the time. And here, let's go back. I think MidJourney is finished. So we'll take a look here. So here we go. So these do look, I mean, you can tell the difference. They do, except for this one. This one is, I don't know where the brightly colored gym clothes are coming from. But notice how these do look a little more photographic, so to speak. So here, I'm going to upscale number 3. So again, chaos creates diversity in the output of the images that MidJourney creates. And so let's show you what they say about that. Okay. So chaos parameter influences how varied the initial image grids are. Chaos will produce more unusual and unexpected results. And so here are examples. Okay. So, and again, the chaos, default chaos is at 0. If you don't specify it, it's at 0, and then you can go up from there. Okay. So this is without a chaos value at all. Here's where it starts to crank it up. Instead of 0, it's at 10. And here is up to 25. And you start to see how these are all relatively similar. And you notice how they're getting different. And here are high chaos values. And you can see wildly different background colors, different style choices. Like, it's quite a bit different with each one. And here you can see very high chaos values. So, and what this is doing, again, is just making a lot more variation, a lot more sort of unexpected results in what it's going to come up with. Next, this parameter is really powerful because I create an image in MidJourney and it does stuff that's weird. Like, you know, if it's giving you monkeys that have, you know, fluorescent colored gym clothes when you don't want them to, you want to figure out how to get rid of stuff. If you want MidJourney to not put stuff in the picture that it keeps putting in there, you use the no parameter, and that is dash dash no, N-O. And this instructs MidJourney on what you don't want to see in your image. It's like a negative keyword, kind of. This is essentially a way, like a negative prompt that tells MidJourney to, hey, include these things, but not this stuff. Does that make sense? And so let's take a look at the documentation of the no parameter. So no parameter tells the MidJourney bot what not to include. So here's an example of a painting, and then it tells it to put no fruit, right? And then all of a sudden, oh, you can see here, there's some fruit on this one. but these other ones don't have fruit. So that's the other thing I want to point out about the no parameter is that it will, it's not 100%. It won't always do that, but it tends to follow it. And you can see here, giving you an example of some people will put don't in their actual prompt, but the no parameter works better. So, and there you go. So that is the no parameter. And we can do a, let's see if we can do something with our dancing monkeys. Let's get it back up here. So, well, I'm trying to think of what we can put in as a no prompt. Actually, we'll just move on. All right, so you get the idea. The no parameter lets you adjust and remove things from your pictures. Okay. Now, did you know that MidJourney will actually let you upload your own images into MidJourney and use it to guide MidJourney? So you can, as part of your prompt, you can upload your own image and say, I want you to make it look like this image, and upload it. Okay. And I've used this before. I showed in previous training about how I do face swaps, right? Where I put my face in different pictures and different scenarios and swap it out. And I'll often use this as a way of making it much more accurate, where I'll upload a picture of myself as part of the prompt. And then I use the face swapper plugin, but you can see that on earlier training in the channel. We've covered how to do that. But I want to dive in here because when you upload your image and you tell MidJourney that you want it to start with the image that you're uploading as inspiration, it actually lets you control how closely you want it to match the image you uploaded. So this parameter is called image weight. And in MidJourney, it's --IW. And this tells MidJourney on how much emphasis, how much weight to give the image that you're uploading into MidJourney. So if you uploaded an image of your face, you can tell MidJourney how important that is. How closely do you want the output to look like your face that you uploaded, right? Now, to include this, the first thing you have to do is actually upload an image, right? You have to upload your own image into the chat, and then and that's how that part works. So I'll show you how that works in a minute if you've never done it. And then once you've done that, you make a prompt, and we're going to use the --IW. And this value ranges from 0 to 2, okay? And by default, it's set at 1, okay? So if you want it to have more creativity and not use your image a lot, then you can have a lower number. If you want it to really stick with your image, you give it a higher number, okay? Now, an image weight of 2, well, actually is going to produce something that almost copies the photo that you provided. So the closer you get to 2, the more exact the output is going to be. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's take a look at that. And let me jump ahead here. That's no. No, that's not what we're looking for here. Hold on one second when I find that. Oh, and my teleprompter is still going. What's going on without me? Okay. Oh, I can't find that in here. All right. So let's, here, give me 1 second. I gotta get us back to, here we go. One second here. All right. So here we'll do an example demo. So I'm going to go back to screen sharing, and let's bring up MidJourney. Now, one of the things that you can do, by the way, if let's say that you have a starter image you could get from a stock image library. I like to use Dreamtime, but there's a lot of stock image libraries. you can use these, you have to, you use this image, you upload it and use that as a source. So if it's like you want something that's kind of similar to this, but you want to change it up and, have them doing this on the wing of an airplane, well, you could upload this image and then use it in the way I'm about to show you. Okay. So let's pull up MidJourney. And to do this, we have to use an image as a prompt. And to do that, we have to upload the image. So here we just click the plus. We're going to upload a file. And here, let's find, I'll go into my pictures. Let's find an image. So here's a picture of me on a boat. Okay. So I'm going to upload that. Okay. Now, to create a prompt that uses your image, you got to do something funny. We're going to actually click on it and we're going to copy. Here, there we go. Click there, copy link. Okay. So we're going to click on our image and we're going to right click it and say copy link. So now we come in here and we say imagine. We actually paste the URL like that, just like that. And then now we can say a cowboy riding a horse, except spell horse, right? Being chased by, I don't know how you, can't believe I don't know how to pronounce spell sheriff, but okay. So let's do this. So if we do it that way, we can now use this prompt --IW to say how important it is to stick with my image. Okay. And if again, 1 is the default value. So if we go with, let's go with 0.5. I need to do a space. And it's going to start up, and now it's going to make a cowboy riding a horse chased by the sheriff, and it's going to lessen how much it uses my image. And then we'll do another example of it. Let's do another one. Here, so we'll do, just so you can see the difference. So we'll do an imagine prompt. We're going to put that in there, and here, let's take the same exact prompt here. And let's give the image I provided a higher weight and see what it comes up with. Okay, so there you can see there was the first one. Oh, there's the second one. Okay, so here's the first one. We got various versions. Some of these look like me, some of them don't. But there's the cowboy being chased by the sheriff. Okay. And so one of the things that you'll notice here is it's putting water in the background. You see that? Right? See how I'm splashing through water, running away from the sheriff. Somehow the streets of this town right here are flooded with water. That's an example of when you might want to use this. See, so look at this. So now I told it to use my source image as more inspiration, right? And so we went from having just a little bit of water on the ground to now check this out. So you can see here, it's trying to turn me into a cowboy sitting on the boat, and it put a horse standing on the deck. Here, I'm sitting on a horse on the deck of the boat, and here's me and the horse. Wow, and it seems like it really wants to make my face even more bloated. It looks like I've gained about 50 pounds on this one. But anyway, see how now the horse is involved with the boat. So obviously we wouldn't use any of those images, but that's an example, an illustration of what the image weight command does. And by the way, for the live audience with me here, is this helping? So I know we're kind of getting into some really kind of advanced, kind of more detailed stuff. And hopefully this is useful for you guys. But we're almost done with our advanced prompt training, and we're going to be moving on to the next segment here in just a minute. So next up is the quality parameter. This is --Q, and this influences the quality of the photo. The higher the Q value, the more time it takes to produce. It actually will take longer. MidJourney will work on it longer, but it's going to produce better quality images. Okay. Now you can do Q values that are between 2 and 5. So at 5, it's going to be the highest quality that you can get, but it will take much longer. Q value at 2 will speed it up, but it will make it not as good a quality. So we're not going to do a demo of that. We're running a little bit long on this segment, so you can play around with that through in your own MidJourney and figure that out. And now, the most weird parameter, well, it makes things weird. So that's an actual parameter. It's weird, or dash W. Now, this actually introduces unconventional and strange aesthetics with quirky, kind of offbeat, unexpected qualities. And you can generate really unique or unexpected outcomes. And MidJourney says that this is an experimental parameter, means that the weird function actually is going to be really weird, and you may see it changing over time. Weird accepts values from 0 to 3,000. The higher the value, the weirder it gets. And so let's actually play with this one. This one's a little bit fun. And then we're going to be wrapping up this segment, okay? So let's do another screen share. And let's go back to our monkeys dancing on the beach, okay? So we're going to go with monkeys dancing on the beach. I'm going to go with aspect ratio there. So let's, I'm going to go /imagine. And we're going to say, let's see, it was just W, right? Let's see. I don't use this one very often, so yeah, --W. And we're going to give it, let's give it a high weird value of 2,000. I don't know what that's going to do, but let's find out. So it's waiting to start, and we're going to see what kind of weird monkey shenanigans that it does. And here we go. I'm very curious what it comes up with. I mean, monkeys dancing on the beach is already weird all by itself, but okay, here we go. So, oh yeah, that is weird. These ones are wearing triangle hats, like oh, that actually is like that video game. Anyway, here's monkeys doing a conga, but the monkeys actually look humanoid. They almost look like Planet of the Apes monkeys. Here are 2 wrestling monkeys. Oh, wow. It did these in like claymation style, all sitting on the beach in a sunset, sitting at tables. Okay. So do you see how weird that is? So lives right up to its name. Cool. So that's the weird parameter, and it's pretty offbeat, pretty weird. So I don't know how often I'm going to use it, but it's kind of fun to play with. And let's go on, and we're going to wrap this thing up. Let's wrap up. Okay. So next up, it's a tip. It's not a parameter, but it's very helpful. So MidJourney likes to center your subject. I don't know if you've noticed, when you ask it to like make something, it tries very often to stick that thing right in the center. And that's not always artistically how you want it. Like you might want an action shot where it's like slightly off center, or maybe your person's off shifted to the right, to the left, or maybe down a little bit, and you want to have control over the composition. Well, you can. To fix this, you can actually tweak your prompt just a little bit. So you can actually do a negative prompt, right? So you remember --no. Remember the negative prompt, --no, and then you type symmetry. So you want no symmetry, and you get some surprising results. It'll shift your subject off screen. It makes it less symmetrical all the way around. And that's just, again, --no, and then the word symmetry. Now, the other one, I saw somebody using this, is a prompt inside the prompt itself, like when you're describing it. So if I said, well, here, we can try this right now. Let's try, we'll go back to our dancing monkey prompt. So let's go /imagine. aspect ratio there. Okay, so let's do, we'll do a combination of both. So -- no, and it's symmetry. Did I spell symmetry right? I wish, yeah, 2 M's, yes. Yes, okay. And then the other thing we can do in our prompt itself is call for a Dutch, not Dutch, Dutch angle. And so this is like when the camera is sort of twisted. So if you are familiar with the photography in a Dutch angle, you know, it's like, have you ever seen where it looks like they've kind of twisted the camera a little bit? So instead of the ground being parallel, it's sort of off kilter a bit. That's a Dutch angle. So let's give this a shot and see what we get. And it is amazing how much control that MidJourney gives you over the creative process. It's quite amazing. It's like you've got a graphic designer, an artist, and a photographer all standing there waiting for you to direct them on how you want your image to come out. And it's, you know, yeah, it's quite amazing to me that, and this is something that didn't exist not that long ago. This is all new technology, which it really makes me wonder what's around the corner. This time next year, what kind of crazy stuff am I going to be showing you? You know, I mean, yeah, it's going to be crazy. And we're just really at the early stages of this kind of technology. So let's take a look at what we got. Okay, there we go. So you can see here, it moved the subjects a little bit off center. And it did make a difference, but there you go. So it's no symmetry and Dutch angle is what you use to get those kinds of results. And I think that's it for MidJourney. Let me take a look and see. We've got nothing else in the, there we go. We're good. Good. Okay. Well then. Okay, stop. My teleprompter wants to keep going without me. All right. So that does it for MidJourney, our advanced prompt training. Again, if you want our basic training that we've done already, you can catch that on our channel, which, by the way, if you haven't yet, make sure you have subscribed. Anybody here who has not yet subscribed, you'll see a subscribe link somewhere down below the video. Click it, subscribe to the channel. We do these shows every week live, and we're releasing content all throughout the week. And that wraps us up for MidJourney, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Okay, awesome. So then we're going to do another segment. That was our MidJourney segment, but let's do this. Let's see this. What is going on here? I don't know. Okay, so somebody won't stop texting me for some reason. All right, well then we're going to move on and do the next segment. And either I'm going to let you guys choose the order today. So you guys want to help me make some new theme songs for the channel? So we could do that together. We'll play around with Suno, and I'll show you some of the Suno has evolved and gotten even better at making music. So we can make some music together using Suno, or we can talk about Runway and the motion update. Which one would you prefer us do next? Anybody have an option? I can go either direction. Totally up to you. And we'll let you guys, we should put it like a poll up, but I didn't prepare it. So I'll just watch the chat. So you guys want to make some music together, or should we talk about Runway and their new motion update? Either one sounds good to me. And okay, so I see. Well, I'll give you a minute to vote while I have some coffee, get some caffeine power going. And Nick, you can be the judge on this one. I'll let you watch the chat. And
okay, I am biased though.
You are biased. Okay, well, put your bias aside. I know you like, I'm going to guess you like Runway is be my guess.
You guessed right. That's it. Yeah. I feel bad. I've been wasting your credits a little bit because I've been in there just making all kinds of stuff. I was showing you last night. I'm sure you remember.
All right. So what is the verdict? Can you tell?
It does look pretty even, but I think against my interest, I think it is Suno. It looks like they want to go
okay.
Suno.
We're still going to do Runway. Don't worry, guys. We're going to cover Runway and their new motion update. So we're going to cover that. We'll show you how to use it. We'll show you some new beta features in Runway. We will get to that, I promise. But next up, we're going to be doing then the Suno thing. Now, before we get to Suno and do our music together, we're going to make beautiful music together. Before I do, we're going to do our ad test. So here's what we're doing next. We do this on all of our live shows. The channel recently got monetized. We make like a whopping $1 a day, something amazing like that. We're still a baby channel. We just started this thing. So, we're trying to get up to 4,000 subscribers at the moment and making our way up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our ad break. And so I can log into YouTube and click the button and it's going to send you an ad. And this is an experiment because I want to see a couple of things are going to happen. Either you're going to get an ad or you won't. Okay. If you don't get an ad, let me know. And then let me know if you're a YouTube premium subscriber. If you do get an ad, tell me what it is. I actually want to see what kind of advertising and how targeted our ads are when they serve them up for you. Okay. So we're going to do our ad experiment. And then next up is make some beautiful music together with Suno. So let me click the button. And it should have pushed an ad out. At least they claim they did. So if you do still hear me, that means you probably didn't get an ad. But if you did get an ad, let me know in the chat what you get. We'll wait here for the ad break to complete and we'll get your feedback. So would love to hear what ad you got or did not get. And if you're a premium subscriber, obviously YouTube Premium prevents you from being able to see ads, and you just get to stick around here in the stream with us. And then I don't see any commentary coming in the chat. Do you, Nick?
I do, yeah.
Oh, there we go. I see a Wix ad, a US Bank ad. Okay, Honeywell, Wix, a zombie game, Cox Internet Access. Okay, a few people still not getting ads. And what I have a theory, and this is why I'm doing this test. My theory is that the ads will get more and more targeted the longer we keep doing the show. So I think YouTube, our channel is young. We haven't put up a ton of content. It hasn't got to learn what our audience likes and doesn't like. And my guess is that ads are going to get more and more targeted the longer we keep doing the show. And so that's why I love doing these ad break experiments so we can kind of see. Okay, no ad, a game ad. Okay, so some targeted, some untargeted. Okay, cool. All right, well, thanks for participating in the ad break. We probably made $1.27 from that ad break. Yeah, so I do plan to build the channel up, and we are going to be supplementing the costs of running this channel by monetization. So, we've got our YouTube editor, we've got got producer Nick, and a lot of expenses that go into running the channel. And so we will supplement it with ad revenue to help cover those expenses as we grow. But at this point, it's not making too much. I think I could take Nick to lunch pretty much once a month, and that's about it. Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, then we're going to move on, and we're going to play around with Suno. And so I am not going to... let's see, I don't have a teleprompter for this one. We're going to do this one kind of by the seat of our pants as we go. And And if you don't remember Suno, I'll do a quick recap of it. Let me just get up here. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. I needed a prompt that I lost. So we'll get this prompt here. Save it over there. Okay, good. All right, here we go. Starting the Suno segment now. All right, so if you've been a fan of my show, we do a live show here every Wednesday, and on it, I have a little mascot who sings a song, right? We have our jingle that we have for the show. And I've been finding that using music and AI-generated music and AI-generated videos and combining all of these together has been highly profitable for my business. So not just for the fun show intro. When we start our show, we start with our song every time. But for advertising, social posts, and a large variety of different reasons, music can be powerful to get you extra profit in your business. It helps you with your branding. It helps you stand out and be memorable. And I think we have an old timey guy with a hat that sings me on when we intro our show every week. And I think he's starting to get some fans actually. But I'm actually going to show you that really quickly. We generated the following video completely and totally with AI. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to make a brand new song. So we're going to do it we'll do it's similar, but what I would like to do is create several versions of our show mascot and our show song. And we're going to have different versions of that. And we're going to build them together while you watch. But first, let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. And I'll rewind this. This is usually our show intro.
Bill McIntosh teaches AI non-stop. Success is his game. Marketing's his fame. McIntosh, the marketing ace, follow his lead to the winning place with AI and a color spin. Join him now, learn to win. Learn his way, don't delay. If you do, you'll make your fortune today.
So that was created using a very early version of Suno. And Suno is a chat-based app that you can use. You use the chat app called Discord to chat with the Suno bot, and you can create music. And so what we did is we created a song, and then we created that talking video image to go along with the song. I did training on how we did that original one in our channel. So if you want to see, you can see down in our channel library. And when this video is posted to the channel, I'll link in the description down below somewhere where you can see the original training where we put the whole thing together. How did we take the music, combine it with an image, do the captions, and put it all together into that final video. If you want to see how to do that, you can watch that video. That training is on our channel. We'll link to it in the description. But today, what we're going to do live is we're going to make new versions of that. So instead of it being that old-timey guy, we're going to make some versions that maybe we can do hip hop, we could do rap, we could do like 80s style, old school heavy metal, or any other variations that you guys want to help me. So we're doing this live with the audience. So if you're watching this video after the fact, we're doing this together interactively live with the audience. So what kind of music would you like our show intro to be? You want it to sound like Beyonce? You want it to be a rap? You want it to be country western, whatever. What do you think? What are some styles of music that we might want to do that show intro on? And so the first thing that you need to do when you're making music is you need to make the lyrics. And Suno gives you the option where it can generate lyrics for you. And we're going to do that together right now. We'll actually let Suno generate the lyrics for us. But I recommend making your own lyrics using a special prompt that I developed. I'm going to share my prompt, by the way, with all of our customers. So if you're a member of our newsletter, if you've subscribed over on our newsletter, or if you're a customer at Push Button AI, we're going to share all of the prompts that we used in today's show. So those are two ways you can get access to that. But I have a special prompt I developed to write our song lyrics. So step one, we're going to try using Suno to let it write some lyrics, and then we'll go write our own. So let's do this. I'm going to go pull this back up on screen. Let me get into the Suno Discord server. There we go. And we'll go back to the screen. All right. So this is Suno. And you'll see on the left here, you can see that there are all these different rooms. And Suno is in beta. It's actually free, but it's in beta and you can use it. It costs nothing. You just have to sign up. You can go to suno.ai to learn more about how to sign up. And then you go into one of these beta rooms and you can get it to generate music for you. Now, Suno, I know at some point it will go paid, but at this point it's in beta and it is free and it's evolving. The song that you saw just a minute ago was in a very early version of Suno, and it's just getting better and better and better. And so Suno works very much like MidJourney. So we can come in here and here, let's go into room 6. I think that one might be less busy. And it's called a chirp. I don't know why they call it a chirp, but they call it a chirp. So it's the command to do it is /chirp. Okay. And then you just hit enter and it's going to pop up this dialogue. And this dialogue is how we create our music. Okay. So we can, let's make it salsa. Okay. And either you can paste your own lyrics up to 760 characters of lyrics. So it's pretty short, or you can have it create your lyrics for you. So here we'll say a guy named, and here you want to, if you use your name, for example, you want to spell it how it sounds. So I'm going to spell my name slightly differently. So we're going to write a song about a guy named Bill McIntosh who helps people make money on the internet. Okay. And we're going to hit submit. Okay. Now it's going to go to work. And again, you can, there we go. Here's the lyrics that it came up with. But I recommend you use ChatGPT to write your own lyrics. And I'll share with you the prompt on how we do that in just a minute. But this is just an example of what it might generate in and of itself. Okay. Now the lyrics here are Bill McIntosh, the master of the web, teaching folks how to earn, no need to dread, sharing secrets that nobody knew. With his guidance, financial dreams come true. See, Bill McIntosh, he's the one helping everyone to shine under the sun. Internet riches, he'll show you the way. Come on now, let's salsa and start this way. Okay, so we did it in the style of salsa. So let's see what it comes up with. Now, depending on how busy Suno is, because there's a lot of people in here, it's free and it's open in beta. So a lot of people are using it. And sometimes it's fast. Sometimes it's pretty darn slow. But there we go. So I'll come back on screen while it's doing its thing. And let's see. I saw somebody say like a Jamaica rap with monkeys. That's funny. And okay, Jimmy Buffett style. Okay. Okay, don't have any other votes yet. Who votes? Anybody vote for heavy metal? Like going way back in the day. That was my thing back in the 80s. So, okay. Oh, it finished. Here we go. You guys hear that? So what it generates is 2 versions. So you get 2 versions. Here's another next one.
Bill McIntosh, the master of the web, teaching folks how to earn, no need to dread, sharing secrets.
Well, I'm not a fan of either one of those, but that gives you an idea of what it creates. But what I prefer to do is actually use ChatGPT to do the lyrics for you. And here was one here. I asked it to generate some hip hop lyrics. So I'm just going to take the first few lines. Here, we'll take these. And I'll share the prompt that I used with you in just a minute. But there's one I generated using ChatGPT. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, hey, act like a Grammy-winning artist and a recording, a musician recording artist, and write me a rap lyric. Okay, and that's what it came up with. I'll show you that example of that in work, but just for the sake of speed, I'm going to use this one. And so here, I'll show you how to do it when you write your own. Okay. So we're going to say /chirp to kick it off. Hit enter. And then the dialog comes up. Style of music. In this one, I told ChatGPT to write me a hip hop rap song. And I told it to make it female. Female hip hop rap. We'll paste the lyrics in there. And then we hit submit. Okay. And so that's when we did that. So while it's doing this, let me show you the prompt that I use and how we get our lyrics out of ChatGPT. Okay, so let's here. So we're going to start a new chat. I like to use GTP4 if you have it. And here's the prompt. Take the quotes out of there. So you are a Grammy-winning songwriter and musician. Write a short song about subject. And so you make this your subject about activity, or so who activity. This is the activity with, and then any items, right? So let's give an example of that. Write a short song about a guy named Bill McIntosh. Again, spell your name how it sounds if you ever use your name. So any product names or weird sounding, brands, you want to spell it out how it sounds. Okay. And then we'll say activity is who helps people make money on the internet with AI. This should be done in the style of, and here we put our music style. So we'll do heavy metal, and then you can even give an example of an artist. Let's say, so if we go heavy metal, here we go. That's an old school 80s metal band. Okay. The entire lyrics should not be more than 750 characters in length. ChatGPT sometimes follows these directions and sometimes doesn't. So sometimes you'll get a lot more than 750, but I put it in here anyway. And again, I'll share this prompt with you, all of you who are subscribers or who are a push button AI member. You'll get these prompts and as part of your subscription. Okay, so we'll hit the button and now it's going to write the song. Okay, so that's funny. There is a couple of things here that remind me of some lyrics of back in the day. Okay, while it's doing that, let's take a look and see what Suno came up with. So here's our rap.
And heart of the digital night, Bill McIntosh rises, taking flight. The screen's ablaze and wires alive. He's got the tools to help you thrive.
Not a fan of that one. Let's try this one.
In the heart of the digital night, Bill McIntosh rises, taking flight. The screen's ablaze and wires alive. He's got the tools to.
So, all right. Well, and it's funny. In the past, it would follow my instructions to do a female rap, but this time it did not follow my instructions at all. That's very interesting. So I'm going to try this. Well, actually, let's see what ChatGPT has come up with, and we'll do another song. Okay. Yeah, actually, that did definitely more than 750 words. Let's see. Let's see if this is going to be too much. So I'm going to copy that. So we'll copy it, and then let's go back to Suno, and we'll do another chirp. So here we'll go chirp. Hit enter. I don't know if putting the brand name in here is helping or not, but I'll put that in there. And so like it, yeah, there we go. And we'll hit submit. So it's now started. We'll see what it comes up with. One of the things it's fun to do this. Like whether you're using MidJourney, whether you're using some of the video creation stuff, what we're going to talk about in a moment with RunwayML in the next segment, or whether you're making music like this. I actually have a lot of fun with this. It gives you a chance to be creative and do stuff that you wouldn't ordinarily, like, would you ordinarily be able to make music like this? No. So this is fun to actually put let your kind of creative juices flow and make some cool stuff. And I see it's still generating here. So I didn't even read what the lyrics were. So hopefully the lyrics came out okay. You never know what it's going to say. So hopefully our lyrics are good. But it is busy generating our heavy metal song. And hopefully it comes out in the style of Motley Crue. But we're going to make several of these. And I'm hoping one comes out good. And so what we do next is we take that song and we'll now use an image tool like MidJourney to create a mascot to sing the song. So I would head over to MidJourney and I might make a heavy metal, like a stereotypical heavy metal guy. And remember, my recommendations, at least at this stage of AI, is to always use AI in a way that you're being tongue-in-cheek, you're having fun with it, you're not pretending that it's real, right? It would be a little corny to pretend that this was like a really highly produced, professional song, right? With a real professional actor singing it or a musician singing it on video. Instead, we want to have fun with it. We want to make it obvious that we're using AI and make it fun. And I find when you do that, it works really, really well. You can make it weird, unusual, fun, and just do it that way. And when you use AI in this way, it actually works quite well. So it looks like it finished. Let's see what it came up with.
Woke up this morning to the digital haze. Bill McIntosh lighting the way. Silicon savior in a world so vast. Got that AI magic making money real fast.
Oh, it doesn't quite sound like Motley Crue, but it is heavy metal.
Woke up this morning to the digital haze. Bill McIntosh lighting the way. Silicon savior in a world so vast.
Yeah, this one's better.
AI magic making money real fast. Bill McIntosh king of the cyber scene, turning ones and zeros into debris.
Bill McIntosh, king of the cyber scene, turning ones and zeros into digital green. I kind of like that one. That's pretty clever. So that was the lyric that was written by ChatGPT. And so, all right, well, I'll continue to play with this and come up with a few more. And we'll see on next live show. Who knows who you might get as a show mascot? So we may have a reggae guy, may have somebody singing some island music like Jimmy Buffett as suggested, or who knows, maybe one of those heavy metal songs will be our show intro. But we're going to keep having fun with that and having a variety of theme songs that I'll keep generating with AI. And again, I can't stress that how useful these things are in money making and in branding in your business. And again, just have fun with it. Don't be too serious about trying to make stuff that you're trying to pass off as being real. And then it works really well. Cool deal. Let's see, how are we doing on time? I have our RunwayML training. Oh, wow, we are running over. We've been here a while, so we're going to keep on rolling. And we're going to do our RunwayML training next, and then we'll see what time it is. I'm supposed to get our final. I promised Jay on our team, our product lead. He's the director of product here, and I promised him I was going to finish the commission chain reaction trading today, but I don't know if we're going to have time. So we'll see how that goes. Let me get my prompter going. There it is. Let me get my screen set up, and there we go. Here we are. Okay, fantastic. So let's dive in. So those of you who voted for Runway, we'll get into that right now. Using AI in video is an incredibly powerful tool to generate profit. In fact, I'm using it all over the place in my business, anything from content and training and lessons to ads to viral social media posts. AI video is where it's at today. And I'm going to show you how you can use RunwayML and their new motion update to make some really powerful AI videos that you can use in your business. Now, you might be familiar with Runway. It's the AI text to video tool. Actually, it's way more than that. It's an entire video editing suite that uses AI. And I'm using it right now to make my Facebook ads highly profitable. In fact, since we switched to using our new AI style Facebook ads that we build in Runway, we've doubled the amount of clicks that we've gotten. So our old style ads that already were profitable and already working really well, we have doubled our results by using some of the things like I'm going to show you today. So Runway ML just released an update and it makes their tool a lot better. So already it was a profitable tool and it is now way better. And this is the motion slider, as well as a couple other things that are released in beta that I'm going to show you that give you a lot of control over the videos you can create with Runway. Now, before, you didn't have any control over the motion when you made a Runway video. So you could go into Runway and you could say, hey, make me a video about an astronaut flying in space, right? But you could not control, is the motion moving to the right? Is the astronaut flying from bottom to top? Which direction is he going? What other motion might be going on? Is there a spaceship flying by? Or maybe you have a scene of a forest and you want the trees to be blowing and you want it to pan in a certain direction. You had no control over what that motion was. And sometimes you would work to try to get what you wanted. You might have to go into Runway and keep trying different prompts, trying to get it to do what you want. And then sometimes it could get very frustrating. So, for example, you might have prompted a video where you expected a lot of motion, but you actually just got very little or no motion at all. Or maybe you wanted something that was kind of relaxed, where it was like a slow paced motion. Well, you have now control over that. So you're in control of all of this with the new update. And you can either type in a number, so you actually can put a number value in, or they've got a slider that you literally just drag one way or the other to adjust how aggressive the motion is. So the default value is set at 5, but you can actually dial it up from 0 all the way to 10. So at 0, you're going to get far less motion, but if you put it at 10, it's going to have a lot more motion. Now, once you've selected the desired motion value, you just click on generate, and Runway will then output the video with the motion that you asked for. Now, for example, let's say you had a motion setting of 2. You would get a nice, smooth, and steady motion video. On the other hand, you jack it up to 10, and you're going to get a much faster paced, almost like an action video. You're watching a Transformers action show, right? So I'm going to show you some examples that we made earlier, and then we're going to do one in real time. So I'll show you how the slider works, and then I'll show you some of the other beta features that Runway has recently released as well that help you control motion. Okay, so let's share the screen, and we'll start with this one. And here's one where I asked Runway to make a video of an astronaut floating through space. So that's pretty cool. This one is set to a motion rating of 5. So you can kind of just see what the default looks like. So 5 is the default. That is how it does it. So the next one is set to a motion rating of 0. So let's take a look at it. Okay. So this is a motion rating of 0, and this is what it output. Okay. There's still some motion, but not much. All right. Now, next up, let's go on to the next one. And this is motion of 5. I think this is the 5. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, it's a lot more dynamic. Okay, good. And then let's go down to this one. Okay, so here's another one. Very little motion. I think this is a motion of 0. So this is the motion dialing up a little more and more. So you can see the effects of the motion settings going up. And then let's see, what is this one here? Okay. Let's see. I don't know. I've gotten out of sync here with my notes. So let's see. Okay. Oh, it's the same one. So this is a different one with set on a low motion setting. And here's the same thing with a little higher motion. Oh, that's kind of weird. So he disappears, but his hand stays on the shoulder and she's like rolling her eyes all over the place. That's a weird one. Okay, and then let's look here. So, okay. So that gives you more examples of that. All right. And note to editor, we'll edit some of this out. Okay, so okay. Oh, okay. Here's the dancing. Sorry, I'm having trouble with our notes. So here's the robot dancing. We can see the same thing as we dial up. Motion of 0. As we dial it up, a little higher motion of 5, and then we'll dial it up even more. So you can see the effects of that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and do a demo of how this works. And what we're going to start out with, here we'll go home, and we're going to do text to image. So we're going to say start with text. And what should we do here? We'll do the monkeys dancing on the beach. Monkeys dancing on a beach. So I should probably spell monkeys right. Okay, and what you're going to do to get to this is you see this little thing here? We're going to click it, and there's our slider. See that? So this is a slider that controls how much or how aggressive we want to be with our motion. And then under here, you notice that this is a new beta feature down here, advanced camera control. So we can control what direction we're doing. So we can make it zoom out. We can make it, we can control the speed of the motion. If the motion is going to have roll in it, here we'll roll this way. And we'll leave it default. And let's see, we'll put our motion slider. There we go. So there we go. And then let's try it out. So it takes a minute. So it's going to be generating the previews, and then we'll see what we come up with. So what you do is you toggle it back and forth. So you can either have advanced camera control, or you can have general motion control, where you just kind of give it an idea of how aggressive you want it to be. But with the advanced camera control, you actually get much more specific with the details of it. And so Runway can sometimes take a minute to generate the video. So we'll give it a moment to do its thing and try to generate some videos. But here's an example. Let's say you're telling stories in a sales video, or let's say you're talking about specific things in a training lesson you want to be depicted on screen. You can now describe those, and you can also say how much motion should be in them. And so I'm going to be playing around with this in some of the training that we do for different kind of training products. Like let's say training a dog You might have a clip of somebody putting a leash on a dog, for example, or walking a dog down the street. And so Runway can create stuff like that for you. And now you can control how much motion might be in that output video. And so it's still generating. So we're going to need to give it a minute to do its thing. Holy cow. Wow. So for some reason, Runway tried to make the monkeys naked, and it triggered the content moderation. I didn't say naked monkeys. Look at this. The content has triggered Runway's content moderation guideline. And here is some of the examples of the monkeys. They look quite weird. Okay. So out of the 4, it made all the monkeys, like these ones are at least hairy, but it made them naked, and it triggered the content moderation. Okay, so we're going to just generate that one and see what it comes out to be. Okay, so MidJourney is now generating its images, and it'll take a minute. So we'll come back to that in just a moment. But that's hilarious. So MidJourney itself created content that violated its own guidelines for nudity. That's hilarious. It's censoring itself. All right, it's 17%, so it'll take a minute to finish generating. And let's do this. While we are waiting for it to finish, I'm going to play a quick commercial from our unofficial sponsor, which is my company, Pushbutton AI. Quick little intermission. We'll be right back, and I'll show you the video generated by Runway.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had Pushbutton AI do all the work, didn't you?
That's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using Pushbutton AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning, you wouldn't believe.
This Pushbutton AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how to use this powerful technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Barry. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, how about we hit that link? Time is money.
All right, so Runway's finished its thing, and let's take a look and see. I haven't looked at it yet, so let's actually see what it generated. So here's our monkeys. Oh, the monkeys are turning into children. That's bizarre. Okay. How weird. All right, but you could see the motion, other than the strange naked monkeys turning into children. That is bizarre. You can see that it followed the motion instructions I gave it, right? It's zoomed in and it rolled at the same time. So it almost made like a bullet time sort of effect. So I think I would regenerate that one with probably work a little better on my prompt, on trying to better describe what I wanted in that video, and it would have come out better. But the point was to show you the motion controls. And so you saw those there as you're generating your images. I'll pull them up again so you can see. You'll notice it, either you have your slider or your advanced motion controls here. Here, let's go back and we'll start again. I'll show you. This is when you're starting with the text prompt. So again, you just click right here, and that opens up either the slider here for your motion controls or the advanced motion controls there. And boy, MidJourney is weird. Yeah, Noxious says too much on the weird parameter. Right, exactly. All right. Well, I want to do another plug, by the way, before we move on to what's next. A quick plug for our free newsletter. So once a week, we put out some awesome content, all centered around how you use AI to build your business and grow it and produce piles of profit. Even how you can use AI to start a business from scratch. And it's a free newsletter, and it's an experiment. You get to be part of a live marketing experiment. We've started this newsletter last week from 0 subscribers, and I'm documenting the entire journey, step by step by step, as we build up a profitable newsletter business. And if you want to be part of that experiment and be part of that experience, all you want to do is head over to pushbutton.ai/subscribe. And producer Nick, if you could share that in the comment section so everyone can see that. And that's where you can actually join the very newsletter that we're going to be using as a case study. And so I'll be showing you how we generated traffic, how we got subscribers, how we monetized those subscribers. And obviously, this particular newsletter is in the whole niche of entrepreneurship and technology and make money online. But this strategy works for many, many niches. In fact, we might do another one. We're going to see how things go and how busy we are, but we might do a second newsletter in a different niche market so you can watch that experiment roll out too. But to take part in this whole live experiment of how to create an entire business with nothing but an email newsletter. No site, no nothing, just an email newsletter. And if you want to see that, I'll do step-by-step training. I'll show you everything we did, how we set it up, how we got it profitable, and I'll even show you the bad stuff too. For example, last week we got banned, but it turned out to be a good thing, and we made a bunch of money because of it. So I'll explain that next week when we kick off our live training, where we're going to be showing step-by-step how to build a profitable newsletter. So there you go. And with that, let's see, what do we got next and how much time do we have? Okay, well, we're running long today. We're already way over schedule. Let me see if I have time to, here's what we'll do. Let's take a quick ad test. We'll do another ad break. I'm going to hit the button in YouTube, and please tell me what kind of ad you get. And while we're doing our ad break experiment, tell me again, do you get no ad, or do you YouTube Premium, or what ad are you shown when I click the button that I'm going to do right now? All right, I'm just checking to see if we have time to do the next segment. I do not think we do. I think we are out of time. And you guys have been troopers. You've been with me for an hour, over an hour and a half. So I think at this point we're going to wrap it up. So I'll have to apologize to Jay because I told Jay we were going to do commission chain reaction today. Somebody got a Thrive software ad. I think that's seems targeted. I think that's cool. New York Press. Okay. It's always interesting to see what ads we get. And then what we will do before we head out of here is I promise to always do Q&A on my shows. So we're going to do a lightning round of Q&A for all of our, this is especially for our Push Button AI customers. So if you guys need help, you have some questions, you want anything from me, you need any advice, coaching, tips, problem solving, whatever that might be, you can ask me that now. And whether you're a Push Button AI customer or not, ask me anything that I can do to help you grow your business or start your new business. And we'll do a round of live coaching and Q&A. Somebody got a Coke ad, a Tech Team software ad, Clio, no ad from a premium account. Okay. Awesome, awesome. No ad for Noxious. New York Presbyterian. Okay. Site Trail. I actually don't know what Site Trail is, but okay. So few ads do seem targeted. Okay. Awesome. So I saw a question about how much would you charge for an 8,000 word paid newsletter? And I got to ask a little bit of follow-up to that. So Nick, maybe you can re-ask that for me if she answers the follow-up. And my follow-up question would be, what niche is it in? And like, what problem does it help someone solve? That's going to help me guide you on what to charge for a premium newsletter. And so one of the things that we are experimenting on ourselves, so our newsletter at this moment is 100% ad driven. So all the revenue that we are making from our newsletter, again, we're literally a week old, but the newsletter has made money only from ads. We haven't yet offered a paid version of our newsletter. So Nick and I are going to brainstorm that out actually tomorrow. And we are going to launch a paid version of that newsletter. And some of the things, for example, we've been thinking about adding are more advanced prompts, more advanced training, a Discord community, which has actually been something everyone's been asking for, but we've been thinking about adding a community to it, and some additional training to our paid membership. And anything else you guys might like from us that we can add to our premium version of the newsletter, let me know. But so far, we've done only a free version of the newsletter. And what we're going to do is have a free, and then we'll have a paid tier that gets more content, more value. And as an example, we're thinking about making the community tied to the paid version, as well as some additional hands-on like prompts and other materials to include in our paid version. Okay, cool. And then let me know again while we're here. We're going to be wrapping up here in a moment. So now's your chance. If you have anything you would like to get my advice on. And so if you don't know a lot about me, I've generated over $100 million in sales myself through my different internet businesses over the years. Been doing this a long time, so I can bring all of that perspective to help you. So if you have any questions at all about your business, about growing your business, starting your business, using AI, whatever it might be, ask those questions now, and then we're going to be wrapping up. And then I changed the page, so I don't see the chat now. Nick, can you take over and let me know if there are any questions we got to cover in there?
Yeah, we did have some follow-up on the person who had the paid newsletter on the pricing question.
Yeah.
Their niche is permaculture, like self-sufficiency and self-sustainable agriculture.
Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, and then even there, what you're going to want to do is take a look and see, are the people that you're targeting, are they buying high ticket stuff? Are there signs that they're willing to spend high ticket prices? Either you see them buying products, services, or other training for high ticket, or do they tend to be a low ticket market? And I know even amongst the self-sustained sort of survivalist market, there are different pockets in that market that you might reach. Some of them are people that'll spend $5,000 on like food, that they store to have on tap, or spend tens of thousands of dollars making their home off the grid, basically. So if you're targeting those kinds of people, then you could charge a lot more. And I've seen newsletters like surprisingly high prices, up to Nick, how much was that? We saw somebody who had an $18,000 upgrade offer off of their newsletter. And then I saw somebody else that had a $400 a month newsletter option. I don't recommend you go that high, but that does influence it. And so in general, I would say a paid newsletter can be as little as $3.99 a month. And probably the sweet spot's going to be right around $10. And if you have value and you're serving a market that has deeper pockets, you can go all the way up to as high as say $99 a month. And to go over that, you're going to have something really quite exceptional. But it's possible. Like I've seen them go hundreds of dollars a month, but you must be doing something exceptional to demand a price like that. And it has to be easy to convey that value proposition. So there's a bunch of information. I kind of didn't answer your question, but I did all at the same time. So I hope that was helpful. What else we got, Nick?
So we have from Madam Butterfly, who says, I'm a push button AI customer. How do I create a newsletter that speaks to some very different niches who both buy my items?
Yeah. So I would say if you can build a site with push button AI targeting a niche, right? And then you can follow the train. We're going to start our training next week. So you can follow along with that training. We're going to be rolling it out over the next few weeks. And you could you add that on. So the newsletter, we're using a service to help host and run our newsletter, which we'll talk more about that next week. But, you set up your site with push button AI that sells a course, and then you could create your free newsletter, drive subscribers to it to then promote your free course. Does that make sense? And with the training we're going to give you, I'm going to show you ways where you can monetize your newsletter. So you can basically get free traffic. You can break even on your traffic. And then when you sell your course is how you make all your profit. All right. What else we got?
Someone wants to know how to make, sorry, I'll get closer to the mic. Someone wants to know how to make YouTube ads.
I'm having a hard time hearing you for some reason.
Let's see. Can you hear me now?
It's a little better, yeah.
Okay. Someone wants to know how to make YouTube ads.
Well, so we did a training on that. I don't know, Nick, if you have the link handy of that one where we showed how to make videos like we use in our own training.
The DID stuff.
What's that?
The one that used DID.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll link that right now.
Cool. Well, there you go. You can go watch that video after we wrap up, and it will show you how we we have a couple of different styles of videos, and I've done training on each of the different styles that we make. And Nick will link to you one of the styles that we're using in our ads right now. And any other questions before we wrap it up?
So this is from.
I don't know if it's just me, but I really can't hear you. I don't know.
Oh no, I don't. I wish I knew what was going on. How about now?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, just I'm going to turn up your. Oh, I can't adjust your mic volume. Let's see. I'm going to turn it all the way up. Oh, it won't let me. Okay, try now.
Okay. Hello?
Okay. I've turned your mic all the way up. Hopefully, I can hear you a little bit. So go ahead. Okay.
Someone said, is there a specific site on the platform for building a newsletter?
Is there a specific, I don't know why it's so loud. So specific site for what?
Is there a specific site on the platform for building a newsletter?
Yeah, we'll cover that in our training next week. Yeah, we'll get into that. It's not part of push button AI. It's a separate thing. So we'll talk about that next week when we do our training.
All right.
Anything else to cover before we wrap it up?
I think that's it. Looks like that's it. My apologies if I missed anything.
All right, cool. All right. Well, then we are going to wrap things up. So I want to remind you that head on over and subscribe to be part of the newsletter experiment. And you can do that by going to pushbutton.ai/subscribe. And then next week, we're starting our training. We're going to do free training on how we're using the newsletter model, which is a whole different business model where you can actually just have a newsletter. You don't need even anything else. You just have the newsletter itself actually makes the profit. So we'll cover that training. Subscribe over there and find out about it. And we're going to close out here with a little ad about push button AI. And did you say something, Nick?
No, sorry, I was coughing.
Okay, I didn't hear you, but okay. So anyway, we're going to wrap things up, and I want to thank you very much for being part of the show today. And I'll queue up myself to tell you about push button AI for our last plug for today's show. And we'll see you next time. a member of Push Button AI, then what are you doing? So I would like to invite you to a free masterclass. We're going to be covering in detail how to create an entire digital online course, an entire business, in fact, that can be set up 100% using AI. And if you'd like to attend that free masterclass, what you're going to want to do is head over right now to pushbutton.ai/free class. In that class, I'm going to show you how we can help two different kinds of people. Number one, if you've got a business and you want to add training, courses, or information to your existing business as a new profit center, or maybe a way to add value to your customers, then I'm going to show you how to do a detailed 10-module training course, including 50 to 60,000 words of content, have it set up and built for you by AI. Also, if you're trying to start your first business online and you're looking for a great business model to make some money online, then Push Button AI is the right solution. And I'll show you how you can use this amazing tool to build an entire business like that. In a snap, Push Button AI will build an entire course for you, create video training, audio training, write your sales page for you, write 30 days of emails for you, create your logo, build your website, set up your shopping cart, set the entire thing up, create a members area so that people can pay you to get access to the course, and you get to charge money and keep all the profits. It's quite easy. You answer 2 questions and you hit a button and it literally does everything for you. A logo, a 30-day email sequence, your sales pages for selling your product. It creates the entire training course that you can charge money for. It installs your website, sets up your hosting, launches your site. It even helps you pick the perfect domain name, all powered by AI. You just literally log in and start up your brand new business. So attend the free masterclass. I'll show you a live demo of how it works. I'll explain the entire business model so you can see exactly how does it work and how do you profit. That's pushbutton.ai/free class. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. You'll see it down below the video down there somewhere. Hit subscribe, hit the like button. It actually will make sure that you're notified next time that we go live. We release content all throughout the week, by the way. So we have videos on additional strategies and tactics we'll be dropping to you all week long. Check out all of our useful content. Head over to pushbutton.ai/free class if you're not yet a customer. Every paying customer, we're going to be taking today's training. We'll take all the prompts, all the resources, everything that you need to use it, and we're going to put it in your paid members area. So you'll see it in your AI profits course inside your members area. On that note, I'll see you there. Bye.
The presidents, celebrities, or characters in this video are all fake and generated by artificial intelligence.
You know, the other day while I was resting my eyes, I woke up to find that I'd built an entire online business.
Really, Joe? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, you see,
Wait a minute, Sleepy Joe. Let me guess. You had Push Button AI do all the work, didn't you?
that's right, Donald. It found me a fantastic domain name, built out a complete site, set up my shopping cart so I can get paid, and even wrote an entire email sales campaign for me, all while I was napping.
Well, I've been using Push Button AI too. And believe me, my new business, it's huge. The best. So much winning. You wouldn't believe.
This Push Button AI sounds phenomenal.
Oh, it is. It's almost as genius as I am.
But with better hair, no doubt.
Guys, all this talk is boring to me. What everyone needs to do is click the link of this video and go to the masterclass to see how technology to build their own profitable online business.
Well, if Elon says it, it must be worth a shot.
You're right, Bay. Everyone should click the link right now.
I can't believe I'm going to agree with Joe, but this masterclass sounds like it's going to be huge. Absolutely terrific. The best masterclass ever given, probably.
Okay, guys, link. Time is money.
You can now launch your own online business with the click of a mouse. Sounds crazy, right? Guess what? It's now possible thanks to our game-changing AI software that's helping beginners build a successful online business. If you have tried and failed at building an online business or you've got no idea where to start, there is good news for you. We are entering a new exciting era of AI, and I'm here to teach you how to use it to build and grow an online business. Because I'm handing you a blueprint, a business in a box powered by AI, and it's called Push Button AI. Imagine a tool so smart it does all the heavy lifting for you. Builds an info product business, sets up hosting, launches the website, and even crafts engaging email sequences. Here's the thing. This isn't like anything else out there, and this is based on what's working right now. Push Button AI is based on my experience of generating over $100 million over the last 20 years and helping over 81,942 customers build and grow their own online businesses. If you'd like to find out more about this, register now and dive into my free live demo to uncover strategies and traffic tricks that will pivot your business and skyrocket your online business from surviving to thriving. Imagine what your life would look like today if you bought Bitcoin when it was $1. You now have the same opportunity with Push Button AI since nobody else is doing this. Don't miss out this time.